So today we're going to learn about how linear functions and exponential functions compare. So we have a word problem. So Tucker is considering two summer jobs. Company A pays $440 per week with $10 weekly pay increases. Company B pays $400 per week with weekly 6% pay increases. So first what we're going to do is we're going to come up with functions to describe both Company A and Company B. So we'll start with Company A. We get f of x equals, we have our base salary of $440, plus each week he gets $10 increases. So, get plus 10x. We're going to say where x is the week. Say that. Okay, let's move this up a little bit so it's easier to see. Alright, Company B, we're going to have a little bit trickier time coming up with a function. It's just going to be f of x equals, this is our exponential function, so we're going to start with our 400, like we did before, but this time we're going to multiply it by our 1.06, this is our 6% increase, but it depends on the week. We want to be able to find the 6th week without having to know what the 5th week was, so we're going to say to the x. Now, again, this is where x is the week. Okay. So we'll start filling out our table. At Company A, we have 440 plus 10x. At 0, the first week when it first starts, it's going to have just $440. Now, you can do this on your calculator, but to make this easier, we're just going to say he gets $10 more each week. So this is just going to go up by 10s. Week 5 is 90. At week 6, he has 500. It's a pretty good amount of money. Alright, at Company B, again, we have 0. So 1.06 to the 0 exponent, it's just going to be 1, right? Anything raised to the 0 power is 1. So 1 times 400 is 400. So that makes sense. The week 0, they're both making the base salary. Now, we're going to have to round. So we're going to round to the nearest whole number. So for week 1, he makes $424. Again, you can do this on your calculator. At week 2, we plug in 2 for x, so we get 449, or approximately 449. At week 3, we get approximately $476. At week 4, so we can see, up until week 3, we've been making less money at Company B than we have at Company A. So Company A would have been the choice we would have come with. But all of a sudden, we see at week 3 that our pay at Company B is more than our pay at Company A. See if that keeps going. At week 4, we make $505 approximately. At week 5, we make $534 approximately. And at week 6, we make about $567 approximately. So we can see, in our table, we can see that at week 3, we have a sort of turning point where Company B, our exponential function, is suddenly getting much, much higher. Our difference is getting much more between two pays. Alright, next we're going to look at a little graphical of this. So you should be filling this out on your worksheet. So we're going to do a little graph. And I have a little graph set up here where I have weeks on the bottom on the x-axis. I have our salary at the companies on our y-axis. I have this little jump in the graph because we're only concerned about what's going on from 400 to approximately 580. So, I have a little jump in the graph. Make sure you do that. Make sure you label your axes and give your little graph a title. So, first we're going to do the Company A. It's a little easier, right? So at week 0, he makes $400. At week 1, he makes $450. Oh, I messed up. Just kidding. At Company A, he makes $440. Then he makes $450 at week 1, $460 at week 2, $470 at week 3, $480 at week 4, $490 at week 5, and $500 at week 6. Now, we can just connect these dots. I'm just going to draw a line that connects them. And we can see that that's a pretty good line, right? pretty linear line, which is what we want in a line. And we can extend this line on forever and ever. We'll call this company A. We'll put a little text box in here. We'll just write A next to that line. Now company B, it's going to be a little trickier, right? As per the usual. At week 0, they make 400. Then we get 424. Now, this is probably going to be about here. We'll see. It's okay if it's not exact right now. Just trying to sketch it out. At week 2, he makes about 449, so just about here. Not quite 450. At week 3, he makes 476, and this is our turning point, right? So this is gonna kind of almost overlap with that, but we'll try to draw it a little out of the way. At week 4, he makes 505, so here's approximately here, I'd say. Then at week 5, he makes 534, so that's up here somewhere. And at week 6, he jumps all the way to 567, so just under 570. Now, connecting these lines is going to be a little more, connecting these dots is going to be a little more complicated, so I'm going to do my best. On your paper, you do your best too. But we can see this is not quite linear. And it's not the greatest line, but again, we can extend this line on forever too. So we'll do that. It's always going to keep increasing. And the gap between these two, we extend, I can extend this line, right? Make sure it stays on the line. If I extended this line forever and ever, and extended this line forever and ever, you can see that they're going to get farther and farther away. And that's how exponential functions work. They start out increasing kind of small, like you can see. They're increasing numbers below week 3. It's not very fast, but as you can see, once it gets up there, it's just going to keep rising and rising and exponentially, where a linear line will just increase at its own little linear rate. So, I'm going to take a little quiz, and I'll see you tomorrow.